Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special episode of Unfiltered Imposed Opinions, where I'm Drew.
And I am out of shape, NB.
All right, guys. Episode 6 of season 2, so we're gonna have a special episode here. Have your Memorial Day weekend coming up.
Yeah, so we're going to try and do a little something for the ones that have given the ultimate sacrifice.
Exactly.
Which that is the difference for you, those of you who do not know. Memorial Day is remembering the ones who have fallen and given the ultimate sacrifice, and Veterans Day is for the ones who are still with us,
Yes.
currently serving and retired.
Yes. Okay, so starting up, I
I
figured
also think there's an Armed Forces Day too.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
Yeah, there's a few of them that we will probably do something for all of those because, like we have said before, we are very pro-military.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're going to jump into the history of Memorial Day, and talk about a little bit about stuff. If you guys are joining us, make sure if it's on Facebook, I already wrote it. If you are on Twitch or YouTube and you want to just post the name of someone that you're remembering, we will be given a moment of silence somewhere.
Sometime we'll let everybody know when we're going to do that,
and
because we have a few family members. I believe most of them, except I think Uncle Johnny is the only one who's no longer with us,
yeah,
who is a veteran.
yes. So I pulled this article. We'll go through it a little bit and we'll talk about it. Me and Drew. Me and Drew.
I am Drew. You are Drew.
Yeah. Me and B will give our opinions about it, which more than likely will be mostly agreements, but these are the factual stuff. So Memorial Day is an American holiday that's observed on the last Monday of May, honoring the men and women who have died while serving in the U.S. military. This year, it will be Monday, May 30th, which is this Monday coming up. It was originally known as Decoration Day. It originated in the years following the Civil War and became an official federal holiday in 1971. Many Americans observe Memorial Day by visiting cemeteries or memorials, holding family gatherings, participating in parades. Unofficially, it marks the beginning of the summer season. So there's that.
Oh, I didn't know that it actually marked the beginning of the summer season.
Well, I think as far as like
It's right around that time, I think.
the official day of summer, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that it's June 21st. Is the summer solstice. Either it's July 21st.
The summer solstice is, I'm pretty sure it's the end of June.
It's one of the two.
For you pagans out there.
Yeah.
Who follow like wheel turns and stuff.
Right. The birthplace of Memorial Day, the Civil War, which ended in the spring of 1865. Thanks, buddy. June 21st. I appreciate that.
Appreciate that.
Claimed more lives than any conflict in U.S. history. It required the establishment of the country's first national cemeteries. By the late 1860s, Americans in various towns and cities have begun holding the springtime tributes in these countless fallen soldiers, decorating their graves with flowers and reciting prayers. Now, what did you say the flower was? The official flower?
Poppies.
Poppies. So they.
It's like a red poppy.
Okay.
I figured there was like a little thing. I tried looking up some stuff. Some things that you guys can like go out and do either the weekend before on Memorial Day or like through the next like week or the end of this week, through next week. There was a few things that I was trying to look up. I remember a couple of them. If anything, I can look them back up. We'll definitely get into that. But one of the things was you can either make poppy flowers, and I can't remember entirely what it said. I'll look it up here in a little bit, and we'll get a little more in depth into it. But yeah, it was you could either make them or buy them, and I'm pretty sure you just like put them on the graves of fallen soldiers Or maybe those were something that you wear. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But like I said, we'll look that up here in a little bit.
Okay. Each year on Memorial Day, a national moment of remembrance takes place at 3 p.m. local time. I did not know that.
I did not know that either, and I missed
think
that.
that's
Obviously,
I think that's like a that's the moment of silence is supposed to happen at 3 p.m. I guess there's some significance that went with the history of Memorial Day.
you know what?
You did know that.
I think I did know that.
That's fair.
Because obviously we never had school on Memorial Day.
Right.
But I vaguely remember a couple teachers.
Well, I'm pretty sure like TV shows for like I think like 10 minutes all cut out. Did like the whole I remember that.
Yeah.
Like, did the whole American flag thing.
Yeah. I do remember that.
Yeah. So it says it's unclear exactly where this tradition originated. Numerous different communities may have independently initiated the memorial gatherings, and some records show that one of the earliest Memorial Day commemorations was organized by a group formerly enslaved people in Charleston, South Carolina, less than a month after the Confederacy surrendered in 1865. Nevertheless, in 1966, the federal government declared Waterloo, New York, the official birthplace of Memorial Day. That's interesting.
That is interesting. I didn't know that.
Waterloo, which first celebrated the day on May 5th, 1866, was chosen because it hosted an annual community-wide event during which businesses closed and residents decorated the graves of the soldiers with flowers and flags. So Decoration Day was May 5th, which is Cinco de Mayo. Yeah.
Also your wife's birthday.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
And my niece's birthday.
The date of decoration, as it called, was chosen because it wasn't an anniversary of any particular battle. On the first Decoration Day, General James Garfield made a speech at Arlington National Cemetery where 5,000 participants decorated the graves of 20,000 Civil War soldiers buried there. That's a lot of people.
That is a lot of people.
Even for 5,000, that's like 4,000 graves per person.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. So I see. I was reading this a little earlier. I want to kind of. Well, we'll jump right back into it instead of like jumping around and confusing everybody. Memorial Day as Decoration Day gradually came to be known, originally honored by those who lost while fighting in the Civil War. But during World War I, the United States found itself embroiled in another major conflict, and the holiday evolved to commemorate the American military personnel who died in all wars, including World War II, Vietnam, Korean, and the Iraq and Afghanistan wars. For decades, Memorial Day continued to be observed on May 30th, and the date General Logan had selected on the first Decoration Day. But in 1968, this is what I was reading. This is very interesting. Them bastards. This is the thing that makes me sick. But in 1968, Congress passed the Uniform Monday Holiday Act, which established Memorial Day as the last Monday in May in order to create a 3-day weekend for federal employees. The change went into effect in 1971, and the same law also declared Memorial Day as a federal holiday. I like how they could just change shit.
Right.
So they could have...
So they can have an extra day off.
Right, yeah.
Fucking dicks.
It's crazy, though. They also did the same...
2-second rant on the government, and then we're done.
They also did the same with Veterans Day and a few other ones.
We do it to all of them. Independence Day.
I don't know. Independence Day is still on the 4th, regardless of what day it is.
Yeah, but most places get that day off.
Oh, no, yeah. But, I mean, they actually said, instead of it being May 30th,
right?
They're like, we don't fucking care what day
it is. It's just
the
on that
last
Monday.
in May.
Right.
Yeah.
Obviously, the 4th is always on, the Independence Day is always on the 4th of July, but most places still get that off.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not saying that it's wrong to have those days off so people can...
Correct.
You know...
My thing is...
show respect for, either those who have fallen or whatnot.
Yeah, and I mean,
But
realistically,
the fact that they did it, the
military are considered federal employees, but
correct.
they did it for
So they could have a long
incentivizing
weekend.
themselves.
Right.
That's what I could, yeah.
Yeah, and that's irritating.
That's what I got at.
Right.
So, Memorial Day traditions and rituals. Cities and towns across the United States host Memorial Day parades each year, often incorporating military personnel and the members of the veterans organizations. Some of the largest parades take place in Chicago, New York, and Washington, D.C. Americans also observe Memorial Day by visiting cemeteries, memorials. Some people wear red poppies. There you go.
Yep.
In remembrance of the fallen in the war, a tradition that began with a World War I poem, and there's a link to that, so we're gonna visit that in a second. On a less somber note, many people take weekend trips, throw parties and barbecues on the holiday, perhaps because Memorial Day weekend, the long weekend comprising the Saturday and Sunday before Memorial Day and the Memorial Day itself unofficially marks the beginning of summer once again. So,
I mean,
there
yeah, like
is
obviously
that.
a lot of people do like cookouts. I mean, my family, like my dad's side of the family does, a cookout, and I always go over there. But, and I'm not saying that it's wrong to
Right.
do that.
No.
But definitely, like, if you're going to have a cookout and stuff like that, just make sure to take a moment and remember the ones who have given the ultimate sacrifice for you to be able to do that, because that's what this day is all about. Realistically, it shouldn't just be a day. I mean, I appreciate all military personnel every day, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have this podcast. We wouldn't be able to live the way that we want to live.
Right.
So it's just, whether you agree with war or stuff like that, at least appreciate the people who are willing to sacrifice the ultimate sacrifice so you can disagree or agree with what they're doing.
Absolutely. Do you want to read? So
No, I don't, because I can't see that.
the poem.
He's going to take a drink. Give us a second.
Yeah, it was rough. The
Sitting over
poem-
here eating Takis.
The poem is In Flanders Fields by John McCrae. And it reads as follows. In Flanders Fields, the poppies blow between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky, the larks still bravely singing fly. Scarce heard mine amid the guns below. We are the dead short days ago. We lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in the Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw. The torch be yours to hold it high, if ye break faith with us who die. We shall not sleep through poppies grow in Flanders fields.
I think I've heard that before.
So
That
that
sounds familiar.
is the official poem about the whole poppies. And it's saying right here that red flowers are typically for Memorial Day and not for Veterans Day. And says Americans typically don't wear poppies on November 11th, which is Veterans Day,
That's fair.
which honors all living veterans. Instead, they wear the symbolic red flower on Memorial Day, the last day of Monday, May, to commemorate the sacrifice of so many men and women who've given their lives and fighting for their country. So I have to, motherfucker, spitting. You want me to lay a beat behind it?
No, stop it.
Okay. I think I could do it.
I don't care.
How fast do you think I could do
Stop it. Continue.
it? Continue what?
What?
Continue what?
I don't know. Whatever you're going to do besides that.
Oh, no, I was going to. Please? No, I'm not going to.
Who said please?
It's Josh.
It's Josh.
Yeah.
Stop being a bad influence. I'm the bad influence, damn it.
Yeah, so it's something that can get lost in translation, mostly of how people feel religiously, how people feel politically, or anything like that. I will tell you my stance, and this is my opinion, and you'll never change it, is that a fallen hero is somebody who doesn't just die on the battlefield. It's anybody that has given their life, whether they survived or not, and they came home and they passed away, whether it was through natural causes or whether it was from suicide. And I will tell you that suicide is a big thing that sits with me. If you don't know about it, you can go back to our mental health episode, a little callback there, and listen to that, because I will tell you that regardless of how anybody lives their life in a regular state, even soldiers or whatever, I don't even have to make that a big soldier thing. I mean, regardless of anything, if you have whatever you have to do, and if you have to live through some of the stuff that a lot of people of those see, which gives them PTSD and where it stems from, I couldn't even imagine living like that, because I know that I live with depression and many other things, and I don't even have any of those.
I kind of want to stop you for 1 second. A lot of people will say like they have PTSD from stuff and things like that. When I think of PTSD, I do think of like soldiers mostly.
Well, I mean,
I'm not saying that other things are not.
It's pretty much any type of traumatic.
So I guess
what it
for
is,
like
post-traumatic stress syndrome. So
correct, right? So it is anything traumatic. I understand that, but when I think of PTSD, I always think of like soldiers who have been to.
Well, those are usually the most diagnosed.
Right. Now, obviously, I guess I could just I kind of shorten it when it's like a civilian. I just say like, oh, they had like a traumatic experience. It's obviously still a shitty thing.
Yeah.
But when I think of PTSD, I obviously think of like soldiers who have been to war zones and they've seen some fucking crazy shit that, we could not imagine seeing or having to do and stuff like that. So like that's one of the things. And I was actually just talking to Todd about this the other night when I was with him.
Yeah. Well, one of my biggest things is like, I still consider that a fallen hero. Because that person died still on a battlefield.
A military personnel who commits suicide?
Yeah.
Yes, I still consider that a fallen hero too, because they are still, regardless of what people think, that's still a battlefield. You're battling in your mind because you either had to do some shit that you didn't want to do, you had to see some shit that you didn't want to have to see, and you're still battling that every day, and that's still a battle. You're still in a battle.
Yeah.
It might not be on an actual battlefield, but your mind can be a battlefield if you are struggling, right. And it's a shitty thing. Suicide is a shitty thing regardless.
I also think that
it's like again, like you said, our mental health one, we got into this pretty good, and I have lost somebody that I was extremely close to, right. Not towards like the end after, once he did it, we drifted apart, but one of my very good friends, he wasn't military personnel, but he was an EMT, and he took his own life. So suicide hits me very hard, and to think that the people who risk everything for it come back, like survive all that and come back to where they're just so lost and
right.
don't know what else to do, to where that's what they think they have to do, is extremely heartbreaking for me, because I wish there's more that we could do for not only military personnel but anybody who is suffering with depression that bad, to where they think that taking their own lives is the only option.
And I'm not licensed, but I'll do whatever I can.
Listen, I'm not a licensed professional. I'm not a licensed doctor. I will never pretend to be. But I will also, especially like, being that it is Memorial Day, and we're very military oriented. I I don't know anything that you men and women have gone through. I would never pry and ask, and people who do that are fucking assholes, especially if it's something that's horrible that you had to do that you didn't have a choice. But if any of you want to talk, you don't know me, I don't know you, maybe you just need to get something off your shoulders, and I know Drew would agree. Realistically, it doesn't just go for military personnel, but I'm saying military personnel in general right now because of the show that we're doing. Message us. Listen, if you need to, you can private message us.
Right.
On any one of our social medias. If it's something that's very serious and you don't want to maybe have the option of somebody end up finding out through a social media, if it's something that bad, listen, I will even go as far as to give you my personal number to call me, and I will listen or meet up with you and just have a conversation. If that's what will help you get through the day and not have to realize that taking your life is not your only option. There are so many more options. You got to fight it, and you do not have to fight it alone. There is so many people who will help.
Oh, yeah. and past here, too, so. Emma said shell shock, so yeah, that's all.
Shell shock is what PTSD used to be called
back
back in, I think it was like the 50s and
Vietnam.
60s. Yeah. Vietnam, I don't think. Vietnam was what, 70s?
Yeah.
Or was that the 60s?
70s? I thought it was the 70s.
I'm not going to lie. I'm
not brushed up on
not brushed up on my history. I know all of the world wars. The only one that I do know is I know World War II because I did a lot of book reports
70s.
And stuff like that.
Oh, shit. It lasted 20 years long. Started in the 50s, ended in the 70s.
In the 50s, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. I just know that World War II was from like 39 to 45.
Yeah. So there's a lot going on in many different countries. Not really a lot for us to talk about, mainly because, I mean, essentially, without jumping into politics, it's not really our war. But did you shit?
I did a little bit.
That's gross.
I'm sorry. I tried making it quiet.
It's not really our position and our war. And I'd hate to say that I think we would kind of just like keep to ourselves because that's really not our style as a country. Whether you want to take that as a good thing or a bad thing, but I personally believe that regardless of whose war it is, the shitty thing about war is just that it fucking kills people. Kills people that don't need to be killed, and people that sign up to do it and really shouldn't have to. Mandatory therapy for all active duty.
Unfortunately, I will say.
Well, hold on, Josh said something. Mandatory therapy for all active duty or have seen battle military personnel, I believe, should be a thing. Oh, yeah.
I don't think mandatory.
Well, mandatory, I wouldn't say it as mandatory, but I would offer it. You know, they know that it's out there, but I don't believe people actually. I mean, a lot of people have to understand is the reason why a lot of them don't seek help is because they still feel 10-foot bulletproof, and it's their pride.
It's
a lot of their pride.
It's not only that, but you got to think. Obviously, if it's something that they need to talk about, they need to be able to talk about it on their own time.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying sometimes they don't need help talking about it. Like, hey, you know, do you want to go? You want to go to this meeting? You know, and they're like, no. Like, forcing them to do it is not going to help. That's going to make things worse. And I'm not saying that that's what you were talking about, Josh. I'm just saying, like...
Well, I mean, and also same sense. The only thing that I think that would work is if it's someone that they served with. If it was somebody that they served with and they were like, hey, we're going to this meeting.
Yeah,
I've been having a little trouble and I know, because I feel like that's because one, they've been through most of that stuff together.
Right. I
So
think
it's
it
more of
would
a
be
trust
definitely easier for...
I think that would be really an only forceful situation that you could do.
Yeah, I mean, like, if one of your guys in your unit are like, listen, we're fucking going to this, like, come on. I think they'd be like, all right.
Right.
But somebody who, you know, like, doesn't know them, they're like, you need to go to this meeting. They're going to be like, you need to kiss my ass.
Right. So, that's actually, if you, regardless of your political stance or what kind of superheroes you like, if you watch the show The Punisher on Netflix, well, actually it's on Disney Plus now. Used to be on Netflix, now moved to Disney Plus. One of my favorite superheroes, I think Brandon's pretty fond of him, his brother Tommy. That's one of his favorite superheroes.
He's more like a vigilante superhero.
Right. In that show, they show a lot of the struggles of
post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah, not just like with Frank Castle himself, but like a lot of the people that he served with, and the different things that they've had to do and that they've been through. And I think it kind of sheds some light on a little bit of that stuff for people to understand.
I think so.
I think we need more shows like that with actual veterans. You know.
Yeah,
maybe veteran actors. You know?
That is like one of the things that I am very strongly about. Like, when these organizations and stuff like that are being created and stuff, veterans, I believe, need to be the ones helping other veterans, not people. Like, I'm not saying like don't get like professional like doctors and stuff like that to come in and help and stuff like that.
Screening.
But like actual veterans who have been in a similar situation, who have overcome it.
Yeah.
Realistically, that's the best you can get. They've been in that situation. They've done it. They've overcame it. I'm sure they're still like, realistically, you don't ever get over. You just learn to live with it.
Right.
You learn other ways to deal with it. I'm assuming, and we're just speculating. Obviously, we don't know. We've never been to war.
Right.
We've never served.
So, Josh, when you say at least a mental health screening, I'm pretty sure they do that when you're active military.
Yeah, I think they do.
Like, I'd have to ask.
I
Todd.
don't know. We'd have to ask Todd.
Yeah, he's about the only person I know that I could add. But I'm pretty sure they do countless mental health screenings. In the VA, they have staff where you can also have active military who are therapists. Yeah, I knew that too. So,
which is good. I mean, I'm
active military who have doctorate degrees.
I'm happy that we have finally gotten more aware, and we have talked about this before. Like, obviously, through the generations, it's been different.
Oh yeah.
And our generation, we both agree that
a lot
more than some of the older generations. And the fact that there are organizations out there which we're going to actually kind of get into one of them here in a minute. But the fact that we have some organizations who are finally, I say finally because like I feel like this is a time where it has grown to where there are more people actually trying to help veterans out, and kind of like back in the day there wasn't as many big decent sized organizations. There might have been like a couple small ones, but I feel like it's starting to grow to where like people are becoming more aware of like how hard it is for veterans and military personnel to transition back into a civilian lifestyle,
or even to get help, like it for the longest time.
And it is there's so much like red tape and all kinds of stuff that they have to go through.
And
that to me is crazy. Like, I don't think that they should have to wait.
I think
that
and
should
this
be
is
there.
just personal, and obviously I don't think we could make this law talk to government because whatever would have you. I feel like if you are active military, regardless of your age, you should be able to drink, even if you're under 21, buy cigarettes, whatever's your poison. And I think whenever you get out, regardless of if you were honorably discharged, if you got discharged from disability, dishonorably discharged or anything, there should be things in place that...
And it also depends on what you get dishonorably discharged for.
Yes and no, because, I mean, regardless of what you got dishonorably discharged for, usually that's a mental state thing.
Yeah, obviously.
And I think you should get mental health.
I agree.
Mental help.
You definitely, especially if you got dishonorably discharged,
that's what
because
I'm saying.
obviously you're. So I retract my previous.
So
statement.
my thing is like, the government gave you those papers. They're not sending you any type of packet or anything like that, but I feel like with the way that the government works, they have the VA, which is government program, etc., whatever, what have you. You should be contacted by someone maybe trustworthy, like someone from your old unit or anything like that, once everything's processed, and they should get a hold of your local VA. If you're unable to fill out the paperwork, have someone help you. If you are able to, then you sit down, you fill out the paperwork, you have a proper mental eval and physical eval to get you some fucking help.
If you need it. I'm not saying like everybody who comes back.
No. I knew that. Well,
No. I just wanted to kind of like...
No, that's my thing. But here's my statement to jump on top of that. I feel like you should still get that because I feel like you should have free health care the rest of your life.
Oh, I 100% agree with that.
Regardless of if you need it or not.
Any military personnel, I think, should have... You literally signed up to potentially give your life for this country.
Yeah.
At the very least, you should not have to worry about paying any kind of medical bills if you need anything.
And that's, mental,
medical,
dental, vision,
anything.
all of it.
You should be able to just go.
Prescription should be free.
Yeah, see your physician if you have something going on mentally, physically, anything like that. You should just be able to go, get it handled, taken care of, and not have to worry about any kind of insurance bullshit.
Yeah. That's how I feel. Free health care for all. Okay. I agree to a level. I'll tell you that I agree to a level of that. We won't get into that. That's more politics.
Yeah, that's more political.
I'll talk to you about that in a personal chat, but I do agree.
Or even that's something that if you want to join our Patreon, we'll probably
we can talk about that.
We might do something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right.
But I think we need to actually, before we get into this, I think that this would be a perfect time to take a moment of silence for all of those
do you want a minute?
Who have fallen and given the ultimate sacrifice. I think a minute. I think a minute would be perfect. So we're gonna get this set
put
up.
on a timer. So
yeah, we're gonna get this set up and. We're going to go ahead and take a moment of silence. If you want to join us, go ahead, and we're just going to take a moment.
If you want to type in a name of anybody you know that has fallen or anything like that.
I'm going to actually say Uncle Johnny. We're going to do for him. And for my buddy who struggled with mental health, his father was a military personnel.
My father was, my biological father was a Marine.
Yeah, I don't remember which branch Mark's dad was in.
Yeah, wasn't it Air Force?
I don't think. I think it was Army, but I could be wrong. I really don't know.
Uncle Johnny was Navy, so.
No, Uncle Johnny was Air Force.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Uncle Dallas is Navy,
and my stepdad is Navy.
Yeah. But
anyway,
we're gonna take a moment of silence for
10:35 starting. Okay, guys. There we go. So, that was the timer for the minute. I didn't even know it was going to make a sound. So, but yeah, all of it. Just pulling up all the stuff here again. Give me one moment. Okay. So, I want to tell you guys a story about somebody that we came across. And he's a veteran. He isn't a fallen veteran, but he's a veteran nonetheless. He has something going for him, and he has an amazing story, and he has a great mission statement. Would like to share this with you guys. You may know what I'm going to talk about by the post that I made, but just listen in. So his name is Corey Schaefer. He's a Rhode Island native, joined the Marines in 2011. He served in Afghanistan from 2012 to 2013. While serving, he suffered injuries and was forced to retire earlier than planned. Like many veterans, Corey struggled with the adjust when he came back to civilian life. His unit had an alarming amount of suicides, which made the battle to keep moving even harder for him. On May 10th, 2016, one of Corey's closest friends from the Marines took his own life, and it was a turning point for him. Corey did not take the loss very well, and while grieving and dealing with his own demons, he turned to alcohol. The weight watched the most courageous people in his life fall to their own demons, and it was unbearable. Determined to make it through another night fueled by alcohol and depression, Corey made a plaque to honor for his friend. He came to realize that the act of making this memorial plaque was a coping mechanism and a therapeutic way to deal with his dark thoughts he tried to shake. The next day, he gifted the plaque to his deceased friend's mom, and she loved it. She shared it on Facebook, and then other people started commenting on that they wanted a plaque, so Corey got to work. The demand for plaques continued to grow, as well as the cost for making them. Corey needed a source of funding. That's when the Til Valhalla Project was born. Corey and his wife Tiffany started the company in 2017 after what was supposed to be a single plaque that blossomed into a thriving business and a way to give back. Til Valhalla, where heroes live on forever. You want to take that over?
Yeah. Originating from Norse mythology, Til Valhalla is abbreviated from Until Valhalla. It is said among service members to mean until we meet in Valhalla. No matter who or what you believe in, Until Valhalla is a sign of utmost respect and tells our fallen that we will see them again one day.
You keep going?
No, you can go ahead.
Going from one plaque to being the free plaque guy. One plaque for a friend and more request supplies Corey couldn't maintain on his own. He knew that he needed the support from others, and that's what he got. Corey went from being the free plaque guy to the CEO of a company that sells products to help fund mental health for support for veterans. Today, the Til Valhalla Project is a brand that offers a range of items such as memorial bands, hats, shirts, tumblers, and steel art. Proceeds from the sales go towards creating the plaques for families and fallen heroes, and 20% of the net proceeds go to the donated towards reducing veteran suicide, which is where 22 a day comes from. If you see people wearing 22 a day bands and shirts, it's more than likely from the Til Valhalla Project.
It's actually where I got my I got one of those metal wristbands. It's been a couple years now since I've got mine, and there was this it was a trend. I don't know if it still is. It was called the 22 a day for 22 days. You did 22 push-ups for 22 days. Pretty much supporting.
Right.
It was one of those things. It was actually really cool. It's something that I have thought about doing.
Yeah.
But again, I am very out of shape. Not that I wouldn't do it, or at least give it my best effort to do it.
I'll have you read this one. The We honor.
I'm following
heroes.
on my phone, guys. Give me.
Oh, you're good.
We honor fallen heroes. At our facility in St. Augustine's, Florida, we currently employ over 80 proud veterans and patriots. Our departments work together to create the highest quality product for our customers. We want anyone who purchases our apparel to wear it proudly. Without the supporters of Til Valhalla Project, we would not be able to continue to grow and thrive. The loyalty and support we receive allow us to ensure our heroes' legacies live on forever. The purpose behind it all. The future for Til Valhalla Project is looking bright. To date, we have proudly donated over 1 million to hashtag Mission 22 in the fight against veteran suicide. Over 200 lives have been saved. Over 1,500 plaques have been anonymously delivered. And most importantly, thousands of loved ones have been honored in just a few short years. With each new day, we gain momentum, products, and the passion for helping prevent the loss of our nation's heroes. The goal is to always keep moving forward. We can't promise to fix all your problems, but we can promise you won't face them alone. I think that last statement is one of the biggest things that I always try saying to anybody suffering, is that you don't have to do this alone. So
Right.
like this
I
couple,
may not be able to fix you, but
yeah, but I'm gonna do my damnedest to help in any way that I can.
right.
And this couple is just amazing to me. Like
Yeah.
I respect everything that they have both done.
So-
I appreciate the
Absolutely. Corey, Tiffany.
you guys are absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and my order will be coming in soon as soon as I get paid.
Same.
So.
As soon as I get the funds to do it, I'm going to be sending in an order. I know Drew wants to.
If you go to their website, the Til Valhalla Project, you can see up the top how much money has been donated since they opened, and then it says 200 plus lives, 1,000 plus or 1,500 plus plaques, and then 1,000 families honored. So,
I would like to see if we, and by we I mean Drew, myself, our family, all of our listeners, can help grow this for them and help them in any way that we can.
Oh yeah, it's a great mission.
Here's
the thing,
fantastic.
I mean, if any of you guys out there have a good mission statement, a good mission, a good nonprofit, or even just a good business, I mean, you don't have to be a nonprofit. I mean, these guys aren't really nonprofit. It doesn't seem like it to me, but they have a good mission statement of what they do and why they do it. If you have it out there, share it with me, because I'd love to read it, get involved. It doesn't have to be military. It doesn't have to be, regardless of anything. We just need to learn how to help each other, regardless of whatever status, whatever political stance, whatever race, whatever gender, regardless of anything. We're all humans, and we all need to treat each other like humans, because I'll tell you right now, everybody can feel like shit in the worst way. And that is the worst feeling of all, is to feel like fucking dog shit.
Absolutely.
And the biggest thing is you don't know. I'm going to look that up, buddy. Absolutely. I'll do that. You don't know what somebody's going through, regardless of what you do. I mean, everybody has bad days. I could see if you have a bad day, you blow up on somebody and everything. I mean, in a real sense, you don't even know what that person's going through, or yourself. They don't know what you're going through. So, in the best sense, the best thing to do is just to, don't forcibly do it, but put some level of comfort towards that person, and just kind of understand that, hey, this person might be having a bad day.
I can honestly say
I
it's
told a couple stories on our mental health episode that happened to me, but my biggest one was whenever I tipped a waitress $100 because I lost my job, and she gave me an extra. It was at a Steak and Shake, and she gave me an extra shake and said it was on the house because I looked like I was feeling like I did it. Like, you don't understand the small. It's just the small things.
Yeah.
When you have a human connection with people.
If we're being completely honest, and it's not always like financially helping somebody out.
Right.
Just even realistically saying hi to somebody or saying, "Hey, you look like you're down. I just wanted to let you know there's always something to look forward to, pick your head up and look towards the future. And just keep fighting and you're going to make it." Even just a simple uplifting statement or compliment, just even giving somebody a compliment throughout the day, like, "Hey, that's you," like, if it's and it doesn't have to be a perfect stranger, because obviously sometimes it's awkward talking to people you don't know, but even just somebody that you're close to, like maybe they're having a bad day, like look at them and be like, "Hey, you know what, you're doing what you can, just make it through the day, and tomorrow start new," like just take it a day at a time.
Yeah. So, wrapping up a little bit on the Til Valhalla Project, and then we'll start talking about a couple things that we heard and that we're probably going to be doing on Memorial Day to close out with. We'll get into that. But if you guys want to check out the Til Valhalla Project, if you haven't already ordered from them, you can save 15% just for being a new person and subscribing to their email list. They did start something just recently. I think it was last week. They have a subscription now where every month you'll get a t-shirt, and I think it's one of their new t-shirts and one of their new wristbands. I don't know how much it is. I think,
realistically, you get on the website,
yeah.
I'm sure it'll.
Yeah, so you check it out. You could do whatever you want. You can buy something singly. You can subscribe to them. You could subscribe to their socials. You can reach out to Corey or Tiffany or whoever. I actually contacted them to see if we were allowed to talk about them, and they said they'd be honored. So, I think it was just one of their team members. I don't think it was actually.
Yeah, it might not have actually been one of them, but like obviously we wanted to kind of let them know that we wanted to do something.
Absolutely.
And being that Corey is a veteran, we wanted to support veteran-owned businesses.
And we'll get more into that on Veterans Day too.
Yeah, obviously, like we're gonna do something for Veterans Day too.
With Memorial Day and with his story, kind of touched us and got us to reach out and ask permission if we could talk about their story and everything. And we would like everybody that's listening, close, afar, whatever, just make sure you at least even check out their page. I mean, click their page, look around stuff. That generates a bunch of different algorithms where it pushes not only to you but many other people around you, and share some of their stuff. They have a TikTok page, they have all the socials and everything. Just give them a like, share them around, and if you can't financially support them by buying something, that's okay. I mean, because in today's day and age, sharing and spreading the word is just as good as cash, and just as good as money and monetary and financial. So
realistically, we just want to get their message out because it's such an excellent message. And
absolutely.
And however you can support them, please do so, because we are going to do whatever we can to help get their message out, because it's such an excellent message. Helping people. It is. It's really, it's one thing that we have to do. Help one another.
Yes, sir. So, next thing is what we're going to be doing for Memorial Day. I know B, he goes to his brother and sisters. They have something like on the major holidays, usually like Memorial Day.
Yeah, usually like throughout the summer, Memorial Day, Labor Day, 4th of July, I usually go to my oldest brother's house and hang out, because that's realistically like the only time that I really get to see them. I should get over there more. Unfortunately, I don't. Unfortunately, life is a motherfucker, and sometimes you just get caught up in your shit.
Yeah.
But one of the things that we were really wanting to do, and that we are actually going to do, is we're going to. So one of the things that you can do is put a penny on fallen heroes'
Two
graves.
pennies.
Is it 2 pennies?
It's 2 pennies.
Okay. I wasn't sure exactly what it is, but
Yeah.
you put pennies on the grave just to show like the family that somebody was thinking of them, or somebody came by to visit.
It's where the term paying respects came
Yeah,
from.
literally, paying respects, and it's just something really cool to do. I think it's a really nice thing to do. It's a nice gesture.
So we were talking about doing that. We may do some TikTok videos and stuff of the doing that. The only thing that I don't like about that is I feel like that's like forcing clickbait onto people. I'm not the kind of person to go give the poor $1,000 and record myself doing it, because I just feel like, I don't know, it feels weird to me. I don't care for people.
I don't care for recognition. I'm doing it because I want to.
Yeah.
I don't
Heroism
need
and stuff. I mean,
I don't need anybody else to see that I want to do this. I don't need to be recognized for doing it. If I'm doing it, it's because I want to. It's because I feel like I can help somebody out in that situation, even if it is just a good gesture. Like, I have many of times, like an officer or military personnel, I see them out at like a restaurant and I'm eating. I'll pay for their bill, and I literally tell like the waitress and stuff like that. I'm like, they don't need to know who did it. Just let them know that somebody appreciates what they do, and this one's on.
Dude,
this one's on me.
Anytime I see like police or firefighters or EMS like at Gecko, they get so mad because I always jump in front of them and I'll be like, no, that one's on me. Like, because they're usually just like getting coffee or like a sandwich or something.
Right, and they're realistically, like, they're not looking for that.
No,
it's like they're not like, oh, you should, or I deserve this.
No.
Like most people, like most military personnel.
I mean, if you are, I'm like, then you can fucking pay.
I mean, if
yourself.
we're being completely honest, they shouldn't. Realistically, like a coffee or something. Like, okay, whatever. Just you're doing a public service. Like, yeah, just here, this one's on me, stuff like that. And I know, like I said, I know a lot of military personnel, police personnel, firefighters, EMTs. Like, they don't look for that. They literally signed up to do that. That's what they wanted to do because that's what they felt like. That's what their calling was to do.
Yeah.
But it's just nice to appreciate what they do.
I do it for random people sometimes too, but
oh yeah, I have.
His own.
But
my sucker. I mean,
that also that's a little
my
more.
weakness is kids.
That's like I said, that's a little more we can get into on like Veterans Day and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's just a nice gesture to do every once in a while. Just kind of saying thanks.
Yeah.
To the people who.
That's it.
Help you live the life that you want to live.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, so that was our plan. We were gonna go in the morning.
There's Oh yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
We were gonna go in the morning to one of the close graveyards. Maybe we'll go up to your dad's graveyard. And do it up there, and you can visit your pops.
I don't entirely know if there's any veterans that are.
There's veterans in every graveyard.
Dude, that's like my fucking family lot. I have a lot of family members up there. My dad's side.
Yeah, I'm sure there's veterans.
No, there might be. I don't know. If we're being 100% honest, I've never really. Typically, obviously, if I'm going up to my dad's graveyard, I'm going to bullshit with the old man.
Oh, that's fair.
So I don't really necessarily look around. Like, I go to see him. I go to clean off the graves, make them look, clean them up and stuff like that. Because, like, my grandparents are up there, my dad's up there, my aunts and uncles are up there.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I usually go up there and, like, clean out around. Like, usually my mom and Tommy, like, we all go up on, like, certain days and shit like that. So.
You said you had
there's
some other traditions.
Yeah, there's a couple things. Like, they brought a list. There was a list that I found on Google, There were some of them that I found weird and didn't think that they kind of really went with it. So I'm gonna read just a couple of them.
Are you reading some of the weird ones?
No.
Okay.
It kind of actually ties into the Til Valhalla. It says shop at a veteran-owned business. Obviously, Til Valhalla is a veteran-owned business. I'm sure they're not the only ones. These are the ones that I have personally ordered from. So I will continue to boast that and try and get his message out as best as possible. Just trying to go through. One of them was like watch the Memorial Day concert. I mean,
Parade.
yeah, like a parade or concert or whatever they do. If they do something around
music.
your, what's that?
I said I'm sure it's country music.
It might be.
Not that I have
One
a
of them,
problem with that,
one of
but-
them I thought was kind of cool, and I would actually like to do this. Listen to veteran stories.
Yeah.
Just go. I mean, again, that's probably like a little more Veterans Day, but at the same time, like they might have stories.
We can just do it on a regular day and then talk about it on Veterans Day if they're comfortable with us talking about it.
Well,
I would love to go in and sit in a VA meeting. Hey, Mr. Josh and Jake, you guys work in the mental awareness field and mental health field. If you can find us some places where veterans meet up, I'd appreciate that too. That way we can maybe go in and sit down and listen to some stories and see if we could talk to some people, maybe help them out and stuff like that. That'd be nice.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I would be up for that. Another one is write letters to soldiers and their families. The families of fallen heroes or ones who haven't fallen, you know.
Right.
Put together care packages for soldiers. Create patriotic, you know, like this says like create patriotic chalk art. I mean, that's again, there was a couple of them on here that were like weird, but I mean, I get it. Like you're
go to an Applebee's or some shit.
Right. Fly a flag, which I know most people don't just do that on like holidays. Like typically, if you're flying a flag, you do it all year round. So
set up on like your property and stuff like that.
Yeah. This is actually one of the things.
Actually, what I heard is it's preferable for you to fly your flag at half-mast on Memorial Day.
A lot of businesses around here actually do that.
Yeah. It's good to know that some people still participate in that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Another
That
thing
freaks
was
me out though. Like anytime I mean, obviously not on a holiday or anything, but I get freaked out whenever I see like flags at half-mast. I'm like, what the hell happened that I don't know about?
Yeah. There's a few times where I've done that, and then I've actually like gotten a hold of somebody, and they're like, "Oh yeah, well like an officer got killed or firefighters got killed and stuff like that." And then I'm always like, "Oh fuck, like that fucking sucks."
Or this
Or
that
military,
happened,
yeah, like a military personnel got killed or something like that, and I'm like, "Oh well, that's fucking shitty."
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that was one of the things that we did, which is take a moment of silence. It's just kind of a respect thing, you know, kind of taking a moment to
Let the spirits talk.
let the spirits talk and just, you know,
Whether you can
be there
hear
to
them or
listen. Oh, there's the attend a Memorial Day parade, which you said that one.
Yeah.
Watch a patriotic movie. I don't really know how
The
that.
Patriot.
Yeah, I don't really know how that falls in. Right. Well, this is one of the
Should
cooler
just say
things.
watch a Mel Gibson movie.
Yeah. This one actually kind of ties into the pennies. It says like donate flowers to a soldier's grave. I think that would be kind of cool.
They have Memorial Day wreaths pretty much at every general store in big stores, so you could just buy one. And surprisingly, they are pretty inexpensive.
Oh yeah.
Like obviously, you can get more expensive ones, but for the most part, a lot of them are pretty inexpensive. So I mean, if life's blessed you with a little bit of extra pocket change more than other people, go buy a couple and put them on some graves. I mean,
Yeah.
do whatever. Do
This was
something.
one that I mean, I understand it to a point, but it was a little weird. It's call a soldier's spouse or parents. Like, obviously,
Yeah.
maybe don't call random people. But,
Yeah.
like, if you know somebody who has lost someone, maybe just call and see how
And
they're doing.
By the way, a lot of things that I read when we were doing a little bit of research for you guys is, I mean, I kind of knew this, but it isn't really, not that it's like looked down upon against the law or anything like that, but it really isn't the best interest to thank a veteran for their service on Memorial Day because, as we said throughout the cast, is it's more so for the ones that have fallen. So, that's why a couple of those where it said like call a soldier's parents or write them a letter. Like if it was a fallen soldier, yeah, I'd understand that. But like just a regular person, like military personnel,
Right.
you don't want to really like hurt anyone's feelings or I mean because it's kind of messed up.
Yeah,
But
obviously.
I get the intention's supposed to be good. So
Right. But yeah, just if you have, maybe take even an hour out of your day, maybe do
Mhm.
something, go to your local cemetery that has some veterans, maybe put a flower decoration up for them or do the pennies or something like that. Just maybe if you can, you'd be surprised on how it might make somebody's day and help them out.
Absolutely.
Just the little gesture of doing that.
Yep. And with that, guys, we're going to end this cast. Thank you all that came on, participated, talked to us a little bit. We appreciate that. Getting involved, help spread the word, help spread everything about us. This was a special episode. We'll do a couple of these a year, depending on the situation, the holiday, etc., whatever, what have you. Like he said, we'll have one for Veterans Day. We may do a little spooky one for Halloween.
Might do one for Christmas, Thanksgiving.
Christmas,
The regular.
The possibilities are endless, but we can't keep doing things without you guys giving us suggestions. Other than that, then it's just us talking about our random bullshit, whether you want to hear it or not. But
I mean, we're gonna probably do that too. But yeah, we're always up for ideas. So definitely get involved. Josh, thanks again for jumping in and bullshitting
Jake
with
as
us.
well, and Emma. Awesome.
Jake, Emma, yeah.
You guys are
I
amazing.
can't really see who all had commented because I'm blind,
Right.
but I know he said Josh, so that's why I said.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody who jumped in, Josh, Jake, Emma, thanks for joining us and hanging out with us
And reach out. I mean, there was a couple good things that you guys said, so reach out to me, whether it's via Unfiltered Imposed Opinions or you guys know me personally, so you can jump on me personally and let me know some things that you guys wanted to talk about in there. With that, we are going to jump off. Thank you for listening. Thank you for everyone being for those that have fallen, being there for those that have fallen. Continue to do it. Continue to support people. Continue to support the families of people that have fallen. Make sure if you'd like, go to the Til Valhalla Project. Get a bracelet. Get a shirt. Order something. If you can't, that's fine. At least share it. Get it out there. Let people know that there's something out there that helps people. Or start something yourself. And if you do, let me know. I'd be glad to help in any way that I can.
right.
And it doesn't just have to be military. We're just focusing on that because of the context of the cast. But anything that helps other humans, let me know.
Also,
I would love.
I would like to say a special thank you to Corey and Tiff. Thank you guys for doing what you have done, starting this wonderful project in helping, veterans who are struggling and ones who have already lost their lives, helping the families get through a obviously tough time. You guys are fantastic. We'll definitely be ordering some stuff off of you, and we'll help you guys in any way that we can. So if you guys would enjoy us, getting you out there and stuff like that, don't hesitate to get a hold of us. We'll definitely try doing a little bit more to help you guys if we can. I just appreciate everything that you guys have done.
Absolutely. So next week we're going to be compiling a list of ourselves, a list of things ourselves. We have been lately reading some lists and just getting annoyed with people's opinions and making fun of them. So
Because our opinions are better.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly what we decided on, but we will let you guys know.
We talked about a couple different things. We'll probably let you guys know sometime next week before the cast goes out.
Yeah,
of what we're going to make a list of.
And you guys can always join us live, or you can listen to us on all your favorite podcast apps. That's like Amazon Podcast, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast. It's all there. It's on.
I still don't know if we're on
Spotify.
Pandora, so
I'm still waiting for it. There was like a 350 some day wait, so
yeah,
I'm pretty
so
sure
that's gonna take a while, but eventually, hopefully, we're gonna get on also Pandora as well.
And as you can see in these videos, we are on all the socials. If you're listening via podcast, all of our socials are listed on everywhere. So if you just go to Unfiltered Imposed Opinions on any type of social media, you'll see us there.
Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, YouTube,
Instagram.
And
I just updated and I put a link tree there, so you don't have to do that individually. You could just click the link tree in any one of those, and you can follow us on all the different socials. But make sure you check out our Patreon. Become a patron. We'll give you some bonus content that we haven't released to anybody else. They're edgy stuff that we wouldn't really put out to the public, and we'd love to talk about that edgy stuff. So, and if you become a patron to our Patreon, we will gladly take your edgy subjects to talk about, and maybe you can even come talk about them with us, whether it's via Skype or actually coming here into the studio and talking with us if you're close by. So with that, guys, have a great Memorial Day weekend. Have a wonderful Memorial Day. Do something to make a change. We love ya, and we will see you next week.
Peace.